avoiding that smoke from them Lakers.
Yeah, you see that, huh?
That boy said he got a doctor's appointment.
Yeah, I said, okay.
Yeah, Juice Man don't want that smoke, man. He got a doctor's appointment, so he ain't gonna be able to join us tonight.
Okay, we'll hold it down.
Yeah, but we in this thing, man. We back in effect, man. The NCAA is over with, so we pushing on into the NBA play-in. Let's see what we got cracking, man. We got the playoffs start Saturday for sure, and what? The NFL draft in 2 weeks. So
yep, 2 weeks. Odell Beckham to the Ravens. I don't think we chopped it up about that.
No.
Yeah, there's more bone out there. Like, yeah. Come on, man. That ain't the same OBJ, man. Come on. They playing with that man Lamar.
Yeah. It ain't, but I think it might be enough. We'll see.
I don't see how that's necessarily going to make Lamar stick around. If he did what I say, that ain't gonna get it done. But at any rate, this is Just No Sports Show. Appreciate all the love. Everybody tapping in, giving us that thumbs up, that like, that subscribe. You know what it is, all that good stuff. Every Friday night, 8 p.m., Anchor FM, wherever you get your podcast, on the YouTube channel. Show us some love. So, yeah, I don't think necessarily, man, I'm just going to be honest, man. What the hell is Baltimore doing, man? I don't understand that movie.
So, here's my take on it, man. Like, they've spent so much time in Lamar Jackson's career not getting him really any help, right? So with OBJ's reputation throughout the league, I mean, pretty much every team out there kind of, if they need a receiver or they need a good locker room guy, OBJ is kind of who they think of. So I think this was more of an attempt that will potentially make Lamar reconsider, just because it shows that they're willing to add some additions to the roster. But it's going to be on whether or not Lamar is willing to take that pay cut to do it. So I don't know if he will, but as of right now, it doesn't seem like any other team is going to move on him. So worst case scenario, if you did have to go back to Baltimore, at least you got you an experienced receiver with OBJ, see where it goes from there. But if I was him, I would have to get my $45 million and not that $32.5. But that's just me, though.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's kind of rough out there for my boy. Even though I called it, I ain't mean to jinx the man, but I just saw it coming.
Yeah.
Because I always thought as Lamar as being one-dimensional, because at some given point in the game, you're going to have to win it from the pocket. And, Lamar's a playmaker with his legs. I mean, once he break containment outside the pocket, he can make things happen, whether it's throwing or running. But, sometimes you got to stand in there like a champ and, be able to take that lick and get it down the field. So, maybe it'll work out. But opposite of OBJ, you still got Andrews, the tight end. They don't need one of them little receivers. I'm not impressed by none of them to step up. You still need a running game, somebody that can tote the rock. Game breaker. It'd have been nice to pick up a Saquon or something like that, or go after another receiver. D-Hop is out there on the market. I don't know what the Ravens salary cap look like, but that'll be a nice addition. You got D-Hop, OBJ, and you got Andrews on the tight end. That would be lovely if they could pull a string with D-Hop. But only time will tell. But with this draft coming up, we're going to see a lot of moves being made, and maybe they get those pieces around Lamar to help him out and let get him to reconsider his position.
So let me ask you this: is he gonna sit the year if nobody else wants him?
I hope he don't do. I hope he don't do that.
That's what I'm saying. They're kind of trying to box him in to where other teams won't make a play for him, and he has to come back to Baltimore. So if you got to come back and play at Baltimore, at least you get up there and tell them, hey, well, you need to give me this. You need to give me that. You know, is the way I look at it.
Because
So
you know, whenever you sitting out games, I mean, you don't have no check coming.
right.
I, I wouldn't
Right.
do it personally. You know, this would be the first franchise tag
His first,
or
yeah.
number 2.
It's his first.
This is
Okay.
first one.
So you know you can make it through the first one. Hopefully you'll make it through the second one. Then they can't do it anymore. It's a wrap.
Yeah.
You know you can only do that so many times, but you know, but then you used up at that point.
Yeah.
But I don't think sitting out would be a good option. You know, when we were growing up, we seen a lot of players doing this, sitting out, and they got their money. Whether it was Emmitt Smith, I think Dion held out. You know, a lot of cats held out, but
yeah. But we were talking smaller fractions of money.
Yeah, but is Lamar on that Hall of Fame track? You know.
See, I don't think he's been given enough weapons to determine that yet. Like, even when you say he can't stand in the pocket, I don't think he's had playmakers downfield that he could trust long enough to want to stand in the pocket. If I don't trust you to throw this ball downfield, I'm not going to stand in this pocket and take this lick. I'm going to get on. But if you give him some playmakers that he can trust downfield, I think that's going to be a different scenario. And I think I'm hoping that's what Baltimore is going to do. But I mean, it's still, the whole situation still baffles me. I don't see how you let a talent like Lamar Jackson at the age of 26, regardless of 2 PCL sprains, when you had Deshaun Watson have 2 ACLs already, you had Aaron Rodgers with his injuries. You've had quarterbacks repeatedly that get injured and still come back and they get their money. You know, I mean, look at Joe Burrows. He's about to get paid, and he missed the whole season with an ACL in his third year. You know, when you look at the whole scheme of things, Lamar Jackson hasn't missed any significant time. Now, he's missed some games down the stretch, but they've all come from him standing in the pocket, trying to trust receivers that can't get separation downfield. So give me a receiver that can get separation downfield. Let me show you what I'm going to do with it. That's what I say.
Yeah, I mean, at times, but you know, then you had these critics that are going to talk about, well, so-and-so ain't never had you know, let's just go and throw it out there. Brady ain't never had that. Aaron Rodgers never had that. Yeah, he got Devontae when he was young, but
I disagree.
Devontae became that dude.
Every receiver that I can think of right now that played with Aaron Rodgers is a significant upgrade from the talent that Lamar Jackson has had. You think Donald Driver, Jordy Nelson, I mean, you name it. You can run down the list. All of them are better than you know, with the exception of maybe Hollywood Brown, and he hasn't done much since he left there. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So I think that's the issue. Give him somebody that can get separation downfield and see what he can do with his arm then. But if you mad because he's not staying in the pocket and can't deliver the ball downfield, he can't deliver the ball downfield because he doesn't have anybody getting separation. Who he's supposed to throw it to?
So, good point. That's a good point. If I throw it to somebody, if ain't nobody open, you should be hanging around that pocket, taking that extra lick if I don't have to take that lick.
And when he stays in the pocket, that's when he gets hurt.
That's when he gets hurt.
Think that's what's playing is that what's happening in Chicago with Justin? I mean, come on, fellas. You know, Chicago don't really have no horses like that for this, you know, for Justin to throw to.
They don't.
I like to pick up a DJ Moore though. That's better. That's still better than anything that Lamar's had.
I like to pick up. I like to pick up a DJ Moore, and I think one thing Chicago realized was that they probably was going to get Justin Fields hurt if they continue to let him just stay in the pocket. And they just let the man go out there and ball out. And it's amazing the transformation some of these running quarterbacks can make when they have a true number one wide receiver. See A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts.
Mm-hmm.
Before we just throw them away and say that they can't play no ball, give them a true number one. It's amazing what happens when you really got the talent, right? And this goes all the way back to the Randall Cunningham days.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not a gambling man or the smartest man, but I don't think there's very much of a difference as far as arm talent as a 91 Randall Cunningham than a 98 Randall Cunningham. It's that Chris Carter was gone. He was throwing to the likes of Fred Barnett. and Calvin Williams compared to Jake Reed, Chris
Yeah,
Carter,
Mike Quick.
and Moss in '98.
He had Mike Quick on the Eagles. He had
And you
Quick.
see- And you see
young-
what happened when he got weapons around him. So
Yeah.
give these people a chance to go out there and do what they can do. Lakers pulled it off last night. Getting up there in age. I think I struggled through the third quarter, and it was looking like it was over. It was looking bad. 12-13, like they ain't gonna make it. Woke up this morning, lo and behold, Lakers come back and won. I heard there was some questionable shots. Maybe Anthony Edwards was hurt. A lot of people are saying they're not completely sold on the Lakers winning the NBA title. I tell you what, and we said this 3 months ago. Don't be surprised if the Grizzlies have a 3-2 lead and somebody do something stupid and get suspended for the last 2 games, like Ja Morant or Dylan Brooks, and they lose their series. And I'm gonna leave that at that. Miami got bounced. So we got Chicago. We record this thing on a Wednesday night. So right now we got Chicago and
Toronto.
And we got New Orleans without Zion. It's SGA and Oklahoma City Thunder.
I think they still get it done, New Orleans. They're gonna still get that done.
I tell you what, those
I
Oklahoma
like
City.
Oklahoma City. Yeah, I like.
Yeah, they scrappy. They scrappy.
Well, I got to ride with what Kevin Durant said there. It's like about 6 or 7, maybe like 3 or 4 dudes that are like 6'7", 6'8", 6'9", and they're all interchangeable. And they all play positionless basketball. And they've mastered that. Zion, that clock is ticking. And I always said this about Zion. He was a significant knee injury away from being Anthony Mason. And we already know the dialogue and basically what it is. He's 270. He's a hefty guy. He's corn-fed, like we say down there. So the knees are not meant to play basketball like that anyways. If you're 220 pounds and you're 6'6", or you're a slender muscle like a Kobe or a Michael, eventually the knees gonna get you. Your body's not made to run and jump up and down the court like that. But with him carrying, what he carries, the muscle and stuff like that, hey man, get it while the getting is good, because I don't think it's ever going to pan out. I just don't think it's ever going to pan out. And we see he can string together a month and a half. I think he did that this season. I mean, he's a 26-12 guy. I mean, he's a 26-12 guy. I don't think his body going to hold up. I just don't think.
I think he needs to, do a little bit better nutritional wise. Do a little bit better with that. Change those eating habits and train hard. I mean, try to push that body in, to the limit. So you can get out of it in the gym, in the weight room, however you want to say it. Because what he's doing, it's not getting it done, as you stated. The injuries, it's just a big man out there just trying to make do. But at some point, when you was talking about the Kobe, the Michael, even LeBron, all those millions you getting or 100,000, you're gonna have to. Your biggest investment at this point is your body. Being an NBA, professional athlete, you're gonna have to put some dollars back into that. And when I say put dollars back into it, I'm not talking about going down there to Acme or how Bourbon House or no, or A Bears down there in New Orleans. No, I'm not talking about eating. I'm talking about, bro, you're gonna have to get you a trainer, a nutritionist. Hey, you're gonna have to do this right. If you want this, you're gonna have to do this right.
See, I think with Zion, it's a couple of things. It's first of all, I think he's going to have to get the hell up out of New Orleans. He's a big dude. There's too much good eating down there for him to stay consistent with that. You know what I'm saying? And I'm saying that as a fellow big dude. So he's going to be doing some eating down there.
I'm saying that because I'm Creole. So
yeah, exactly. So I think he's going to have to get out of New Orleans. I'm not ready to write him off just yet, because from what I've been hearing from his sound bites and stuff like that, he could play now. But it's a mental thing. He's dealt with so many injuries that he doesn't trust himself on the court. And that's what he has to get over. So they would probably clear him to play. From my understanding is he could play now, but mentally he's not there yet because he's dealt with so many injuries. So he's got to work on that mental toughness aspect of it, you know, and I agree, switch up training regimens, you know, definitely nutrition, all of that stuff. But I think it's just going to have to be about him getting up out of New Orleans. Get somewhere where
you can't come to Texas.
No, you can't come to Texas.
No, you can't come to Texas, baby.
Yeah, you can't come to Texas. Down here. Yeah, you're gonna have to get on somewhere, man, where it's just there's not too much. It's gonna have to be a small market where there's not a lot going on, but you could just focus on hooping and getting healthy and staying healthy.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And like I'm kind of thinking of like maybe like a Indiana or something like that, or even like or Orlando even could probably work for him or something like that. But
Cleveland or something like that.
Yeah, Portland. Cleveland even. Yeah, Portland will be one as well. Yeah. I mean, so I think he's going to have to look into those options. I think the ship is starting to sail on the whole New Orleans experiment. But we'll see what happens. But this is what gives me hope with Zion, because I almost said the same thing y'all are saying about Zion, about Joel Embiid. Because he took like 2.5, 3 years to get right before he was able to become dominant. And granted, Zion has had his time, and then he's kind of went back and digressed. I don't think Joel Embiid ever went that route, but he has dealt with his injuries and played through them and stuff like that. So he had that mental toughness that I think Zion is still searching for. So if he can get that mental toughness and apply it on the court, he'll be fine. Basketball will take care of itself. So it's up to him as far as if he wants to right that ship and get that mental toughness. But if he's just going to sit there and kind of sulk and mope because he's not able to do what he wants to do, then it's because my understanding is he's refusing to play right now. So it's almost like a Kawhi situation in San Antonio that's going on in New Orleans, but it's just starting to churn that way. So, but I'm not ready to say he's toast yet. Like Juice Man says, I think he's still got a little bit of life left in him. He just got to get that mental toughness back.
Agreed. So I'm not really a big proponent or a fan of the play-in game. I think they're playing tournaments at the end of the season. Definitely. I don't know what this nonsense is. Silver is talking about having a tournament in the middle of the season. I think they're copying and they're mimicking college basketball and try to have this free for all like type of anybody can win it type thing, and it's just the dynamic is too different in NBA playoff basketball. It's just not going to work. Like at the end of the day, the Lakers have the best chance to be like, okay, we made the playoff and we made it all the way to the NBA Finals, but that's a tall task, and I just kind of feel like the dynamic is too different to have a San Diego State or a FAU in the NBA. It's just not going to happen. I mean, it's a good watch. I mean, like I said, that Lakers game kind of, to see how it ended and how it, was kind of like going when I fell asleep on it late last night, kind of will draw some interest. But, like, let's just take the East, for example. So, like, Toronto would basically play like the Celtics? Well, no. Well, I know we got the Hawks, and for all their hustle and bustle and all their grind in defeating the Miami Heat in the play-in tournament, they finna go get swept by Boston.
Get the Bucks.
They're going to get swept by Boston. So let's say the Bulls win this thing tonight and they advance. Okay, for all your hustle and bustle, you played 82 games. You played another 2 games of the play-in game. For all your trouble, you get the Giannis and the Milwaukee Bucks.
The Bulls would have to play Miami. The Bulls play Miami.
Now, Miami's out. They lost.
No, but they get the winner of the
of tonight's game.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
We was talking about it off air.
Okay.
Because it was I thought it was like best 2 out of 3, but it's not. No. It's 7 and 8 play. Whoever wins is automatic number 7. and the loser plays the winner of 9 and 10. And the
18.
loser of 9 and 10, they just out. Because you're already 9 or 10. It ain't no sense in, getting a little round robin going. So as we're currently standing, if Toronto was able to hold this lead, look like we're going to have a Toronto-Miami matchup. And Miami would be the home team, if I'm not mistaken. It would be the home team. And whoever wins this Pelicans and Thunder game, they draw Minnesota, and that's going to be a challenge. That's going to be a challenge.
And so they would wrap that up.
Nice.
So this whole play-in tournament thing basically wraps up Friday, right?
Yes.
And so for your consolation, somebody's going to play Denver.
Oh no.
Yeah, it wraps up Friday.
It wraps up on Friday. So let's say you got a West Coast game late Friday night to determine that you're going to get to the playoffs. So for all your hustle and bustle and playing an additional 2-3 playoff games, you're going to draw Denver probably 5 o'clock on Sunday.
Right. Playoffs start Saturday, but yeah.
And Denver, they might. Most of the time, Denver's playing on a Sunday, 9 times out of 10, Denver's like that 6:30, 7:30-ish game. I don't know why, but they always seem to draw that. Now it might be, but that's not really the point here. The point I'm trying to make is like you play all these games and it's just like, okay, now you're finna go play Joker, and he probably finna Arvydas Sabonis you to death, and you go be at that altitude. And by the time you get 2 games at that altitude, say, bro, it don't matter if you're going back home. I'm done. I'm through. I'm ready. Cancun is calling me. Like you mentally, like your bags is packed, bro.
Yeah.
Like your bags are packed.
Fish.
Yeah, man, you gone. So I just don't see the dynamic in that, and I don't know what this is with this new play-in tournament in the middle of the season. No, leave the schedule alone. 82, you land where you land. You don't make it.
But I will say this though, Doc. I want to touch on something. Everybody clowned LeBron when he won in the bubble. And I think that was very challenging, being the fact that you did not have an actual crowd. You had virtual crowd.
Yeah.
And it was neutral. We know what that looked like. That was a tough win.
No playoff advantages.
Yeah, no playoff advantages. So people want to put an asterisk on it, or he got one championship in the bubble. Let me tell all the LeBron haters something real quick. If the Lakers go the distance, they will be the first team to win a championship from a playing game perspective. And you know what that looked like? That means they had to do a play-in game, play a top seed, and coast all the way through. So if LeBron pulls that feed, we're going to kill all that talk. All that negativity going to go down the drain.
I think the bubble.
It's going to ramp up.
It ain't going to be nothing to talk about at that point.
I think the bubble, you know what the bubble,
It ain't going to be nothing to talk about.
The bubble really reminded me of just everybody was just hooping like at the local rec. It wasn't you. The
That's
politics.
exactly it.
The politics.
That's what it felt like.
It felt like the politics wasn't involved. The Pepsi sponsor wasn't really outside LeBron James and Giannis. He don't know who and Steph. He don't know who the rest of these dudes is. He just worked for Pepsi. So him and the boardroom got free tickets, and they sit there and they really just taking selfies and stuff. They not into the game. So the bubble was kind of refreshing in that aspect. To me, it was.
But Doc, but remember in the bubble, you could remember your family wasn't there.
Nobody was
guys.
Yeah. I think that's why
you had none of your cheerleaders.
What's his name? They call him Pepper. Sweet. Whatever the hell his name is. The guy that played.
Lou Williams.
Yeah, Lou Williams.
Lemon Pepper Lou.
Yeah, he left that bubble, and it's like, hey, we can't let you back in. It was a problem. And then they let their families in, and it wasn't all your family. It was the wife,
immediate,
maybe a dad or mom.
That's it. That's it.
It's immediate family only.
It was kind of refreshing in that aspect. I'm looking at I want to talk about two
well, we can
playoff
do the matchups.
I want to talk about two playoff series. We kind of almost about the time is short on this one here. Two playoff series. Well, I'm just gonna go one, and then y'all throw me what y'all think. Y'all throw me one y'all think. Everybody gonna give us one.
Yeah.
How about that? We're gonna roll it like that. I'm looking at this Warriors Kings, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because the Warriors have not looked like they can beat anybody on the road. They are not leaving, however, the state of California. And we know the Warriors play fast pace. They're a little bit older. They're not the 2016 Warriors that's going to bombard you to death with 3 points. But Sacramento has always had a fast pace. They've always been an up and down team. And if you've been sleeping on De'Aaron Fox, when he touched the ground, he was just as fast from end to end as triple-double Russell Westbrook. If you think I'm lying, go look at the tape.
I think he might have been a tad bit faster.
A tad bit faster. So we're going to push it, and we're going to see what's going on. The interesting thing I find interesting is that Golden State is the champ. And we had this conversation with King Dre. We had a whole show about it. Experience matters. And it showed his face in the finals. Boston, on paper, really was the better team. They did not know how to win. And it was like a 7 or 8 minute stretch where Boston shot nothing but threes and Golden State was running basic, like pick and pop. And they run off this string of like 12 points in a row and the series was over. So with that being said, long story short, it's an interesting series because it's youth versus experience. And Golden State is not leaving the state of California. Don't be surprised if the Warriors are shell-shocked by the speed and just by the youth and the excitement. And I think Sacramento's still going to have cowbells going on. But in the end, I'm going to go Warriors in the upset with this one. And don't be surprised if the Kings have a 3-2 lead with 2 games left and they lose both of them. And the Warriors find a way to win that series. But that's the series I got my eye on in the first round. I'm really going to be checking that one out. What you got, fellas?
I like it, man. I mean, that's not my series. I'm gonna give you another one, but I want to throw another little caveat into yours.
Okay.
Brown, coach, was on Golden State's coaching tree for about 3-4 years and in them championships.
You know what, dog?
He knows the Warriors ins and out, every bit, nick and cranny of them. So that's what's gonna make that a really good series.
I will be watching that one. Yeah. Game 1 of that one is going to be Saturday night at 7:30. I'm tuned in.
So go ahead. Go ahead, Greasy.
No, you got it. You got it, E.
So mine is the Clippers and the Suns. And here's why.
Okay.
Here's why. It's put up a shut up time for Kawhi. Real talk. You came to LA. You got Paul Pierce out of his deal. I mean, Paul George out of his deal. Got everybody down here in LA. You got Ty Lue to coach you. They gave you every single thing you wanted, right? Every single thing you wanted. It's time for you to put up a shut up. You only get to play 50-something games a year, and you pick and choose when you want to play those. So now your first series, your first draw is Kevin Durant. What you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Russell Westbrook. You've been trying to give it to Kevin Durant for a long time. This is your opportunity. You know what I'm saying? What you gonna do? You gonna bring it? They're gonna be short Paul George for at least the first, 3-4 games of the series. But I think they got enough depth on that bench to really stretch what Phoenix is not able to do outside of their stars. I think it's going to be a very competitive matchup. I still got the Suns winning it. I think they can win it in 6 or in 7, but I want to see the Clippers show us something magical because right now everybody is not even looking at the Clippers since they got the Suns. Right? Everybody's already pivoted to the Suns going into the next round. What they going to do? Let me see what you're going to do on this one, Kawhi.
Okay.
Lock up KD. KD is in his last 27 games. He's 25-2 when he's played. 25-2. What you gonna do, Kawhi? Last time you had a chance to play him, he tore his Achilles. He was out of the series. So what you gonna do now?
And then wasn't that 2017 when the Spurs?
Yep.
The Spurs were up by like 20 going into halftime.
Yeah. Up 20 when before Jaja got his knee.
And for the first half of that game one, albeit it was game one, it clearly looked like Kawhi Leonard was the best player on the court. It really did. But that was just a little something I wanted to add into that one. But I feel you on that one. Juice Man chiming in real quick. He said he's intrigued by the Clippers and Phoenix series. Anyways, he said he's concerned with the Suns' depth, and KD and Booker are great, but do they have enough on the bench? Juice Man, we're not concerned with your opinion. You said you had a doctor's opinion at 7 o'clock on a Tuesday, so therefore we don't want to hear anything that you have to say about this series. Now, I hope all is well, man. Hope all is well, man.
Oh, man.
Hope all is well for real. Hope ain't nothing serious going on.
Well, in regards to the Warriors and the Kings, that's going to be the I-80 matchup. That Sacramento is a car ride away from the Bay Area. I'm very familiar with the area. There's going to be a lot of Warrior fans at the SAC game coming up. I really like the Warriors in this one in about 5 or 6 games.
Okay.
That championship pedigree is going to rear its ugly head. Okay. And I get it. Brown was on the bench with the glass. Ooh, I couldn't stand him when it was the Lakers coach with that little goofy, like I don't like that. I'm rolling with Golden State on this one. Big E, very interesting points. It's either put up or shut up for Kawhi right there. You know, I'm not saying Phoenix gonna steamroll the Clippers. If the Clippers got a good shot, this might be the only series they're gonna win, but it's gonna be one and done. I like the Suns in 7. I like them in 7. I think, you know, it's gonna be a few. Somebody gonna steal the home, my team gonna steal it back, come back this way. But I'm still rolling with the Suns on that one. Barring KD steps up. What's the boy name? Chris Paul. I just hope. And I don't know. Is Aiden back yet? The 5? Is he back yet?
Yeah,
he's back.
He's back. Okay. Yeah. My intriguing matchup. I know I'm not a homer. I like the Lakers in 5.
Lakers in 5. That's a good one.
Lake Show in 5. Maybe
Lakers in 5. That's another one.
That was my alley-oop to you, Greasy. You see how I've been on the Lakers all day. I had to throw it up to you right there.
That's another one of those series. I think I kind of led off with that one. Like, it wouldn't surprise me at all if the Grizzlies got like a 3-2 lead or a 2-2 lead, and then somebody just do something stupid.
Now, hold on,
and the Lakers come back and win.
We got breaking news, man. We got breaking news.
What's that, man?
A great series is coming to an end tonight.
What's that?
Snowfall, baby.
No.
Last one. That's it.
No, this next week. No, it's next week.
Tonight's the night?
No, this is the last one.
I thought we had 2 more episodes.
No, it's 2 more episodes, bro. It's
tonight
2 more episodes.
Hey,
I'm with you on that, man.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of shows, man, I'm waiting for Winning Time to come back. Not that whole Lakers documentary. I get that that's a good one, the true Showtime. But we got plenty of shows like that. ESPN 30 for 30, Lakers vs. Suns. I think that's one of the best ever. We got plenty of shows where if you want to get hardcore, real in-depth with the practice footage and player analysis and player interviews, we got plenty of stories like that. I like Winning Time because it's kind of got some satire in it. I mean, Jerry West is running around like a raging lunatic. You see what I'm saying? They got Haywood, threatening to shoot up the Lakers. It's not a documentary, so you're gonna get some fable in there, but you're going to get the flavor of Magic was charismatic, Kareem was stern, Barrett was the dip nothing pick from French Lick. So I like that story. I like that storyline. I'm waiting to see when exactly that is coming back. Real quick before we start up out of here, man. Quick pick'em. Let's do a quick pick'em series. And for this one, we're just gonna go who you think gonna win the series. Let's slide over to the East. The New York Knicks versus the Cleveland Cavaliers. Give me the Cavaliers in 6 on that one. I don't think the Knicks are ready. I don't think they're ready yet.
I agree. Cavs in 6.
Cavs in 6.
Yeah.
I wanted to say the Cavs in 7, but I guess I'll take Cavs in 6. That's
Cavs
fine.
in 6.
I was going to say 7, but 6 is fine.
So when that series tips off Saturday, we'll have something to talk about next Monday. Next Wednesday when we jump back in this thing. Hopefully, Juice Man don't got no doctor's appointments at 7 o'clock on Tuesday night. But on the Wednesday night, excuse me. But at any rate, it's all love. This is Just North Sports Show. Hey, I appreciate it, gentlemen. It seems like the meetings are getting shorter and shorter. This was a really, really smooth, really, really good show. Like, I had to text them today, like, I ain't got nothing. Yeah, let's just get in this thing and let's just make it do what it do. Such is life, man. But Juice Man says Cavs in 7. But again, that's every Friday night. That's 8 p.m. Anchor FM, Spotify, Google, and Apple Podcasts. When y'all get y'all podcast, don't be afraid to show some love, share, subscribe, all that good stuff. Help us build up this YouTube channel, and we look forward to bringing you more premium content. Dr. Producer and Breezy the Dog, Big Easy. Hey, y'all be easy. Y'all enjoy the playoffs, the play-in, and y'all check out that episode of Snowfall. We want our cut, FXS, Damson, Argus,
Right.
all y'all, Leon, Teddy, Gustavo, that whole crew. We want our cut, man. Y'all be
Real.